Okay, here we are back at Freeport Wine and Cigars. They're having a Drew Estate event with Nick, and I want to see if I can crash it here at the very tail end. Good, how are you? Yeah, back to the secret lounge here to see if anything's going on. Well.
Hey, what's
Hello,
up?
everybody. How's it going?
Hello.
All right, I missed most of the party here, but Nick is generous enough from Drew Estate. He's the regional guy here for all of New England, and I think one of the first questions I want to ask you is: seems like Drew Estate stuff is really popular with young adults. Why is that? Why is that? Why are so many young people drawn to Drew Estate?
I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that we've embraced graffiti culture and the alternative styles of art, and kind of the youthful spirit of that has stayed with us.
Mm-hmm. So visually,
Visually,
especially when they're coming into the craft, they connect with that, and that's one of the. I mean, certainly, smokers of all ages are drawn to the thing, but I really notice a lot. I go to lounges, I see a lot of young people, and they always have Drew Estate stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I see a lot of that. One question I have for you, and I've heard mixed things about whether it's in production or not anymore, is the Smoking Monk series. So I've done a couple of those, and those are kind of really interesting to me, because I agree that maybe beer is not necessarily the best pair. I mean, I will 100% say coffee is the best pair for cigars, but
I would agree with that for the most part.
Smart man. So is that still in production?
That is one that I actually don't know. That was a private label that we did with CI, I believe.
Okay.
So that one I really don't have any information on, unfortunately.
I have seen you can still get it on Cigars International.
Yeah, and I think that was a private label. It was a project that Jonathan had worked with them.
Yeah.
Like the intent was to make them pair
it was
certain types of beers.
It was a clever idea, and it wasn't like you get a stout one and it tastes like stout. It
was made to pair with
made
the
to
stout
pair,
beer.
like kind of like fill the void maybe in between in the flavor profiles. So that was really good. And then I think just my final question for you is, what are we looking for in 2025, 2026? I know it's the big question you probably get all the time. You're sick of answering.
Just pay attention to Freestyle Lives, because that's where you're going to get any of the information. I technically can't give any of that out.
I understand. I understand. And what's top right now? What are people drawn to the most? What are your biggest numbers on?
Deadwood has been taking over the world.
Yeah.
The Deadwood girls have been crushing it. We have the new one right back here. The Deadwood Dominicana is the new release. It's a little bit of a different cigar from the other Deadwoods. It's not as pipe tobacco front and center. It's more of a traditional cigar.
Okay.
So very mild, or I think we like to use the term mellow instead of mild, but it's very, very mellow cigar, still sweet, to kind of bridge the gap between like a sweeter cigar and a more traditional cigar.
Is there any infusing in that at all?
There's no infusion at all.
Yeah. Okay.
No, it's a very traditional cigar, a little bit of Dominican tobacco as well.
Do you think that the artwork for that also draws people in quite a bit? I mean,
Absolutely.
I know my daughter, who is not old enough to smoke cigars, but she's seen, oh boy, which one was it? I don't know which one it was, but she's like, Dad, can you find me like an empty box of this? Because she loved the artwork on it so much. And so that, and then tell me about factory smokes. I mean,
factory smokes are taking over, man.
It's big, right?
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge. When we were originally doing it, I was so skeptical of how that was going to do, but that thing has taken over. Yeah. We sell so many of those things.
I can imagine.
And it's honestly, in a way, it's because we made them so good for that price point that it just stays in demand. I mean, those things turn and burn so fast, and they're pretty damn good for an inexpensive cigar.
Totally agree. And you were kind of telling a story earlier. You were saying that at the factory, was it during COVID? They kind of like took over an office.
Yeah,
to really,
we had a bunch of offices on the second floor of the factory that we had just built for operations,
Yeah.
and you know we had done one company meeting there in those offices, and then all of a sudden when COVID hit, we needed to space them all out, so they took over that floor, and it was just rolling nothing but factory smokes.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah,
Great.
unreal.
All right. Well, thanks so
Unreal.
much for taking a minute to
Of
chat
course.
with me. Thank you
Thanks
for coming
the
to
time.
Maine.
Hey,
you know,
this is
Yeah.
the best, man.
Yeah,
I love
cool.
Maine.
All right. Thanks so much. Like, subscribe, comment, share, all that business. Let me know what Drew Estate stuff you love. All right.
Herrera Esteli Habano.
Yeah. Very good. And, the Liga Privada
H99.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. All right. Cool. Thanks so much.